This is The Real Chat, where we discuss the real.
From relationships to love.
To all around companionship.
I'm LL.
And I am Sunny.
Let's get to chatting. Yo, what's up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
And welcome to
The Real Chat. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode.
And please remember to hit that subscribe button so that we can continue bringing this conversation to you.
Let's get to chatting.
All right, let's do that.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the complexities of long-distance relationships and friendships.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So what do you think, Sonny? You've got a little experience in this now.
Yes,
so,
I do.
So share that
I
with
do.
us.
So I am currently in a long distance relationship. It's 2 years now, and he is a part of the military. We've been doing long distance this whole time, but he's actually about to move to a whole other country, another time zone. And so the habits that we have created now to make this long distance relationship work is going to have to be a little bit more hot and heavy, a little bit more work, effort, because the time difference. Mm-hmm. So like it might be 2 a.m. here, 2 p.m. there, or vice versa. So yeah, and I'm actually moving to another state as well. So we're gonna be very far apart. It's gonna be hard, but he's well worth it. So honestly, with the main thing now, I know that we will have to probably have set dates. Maybe to put on the calendar, be like, hey, okay, when the next time we're gonna see each other, have that on the calendar so we could both like count down and things like that. Making sure we make time for each other. Maybe I get a little nap in before he actually can talk to me, because I'm like, okay, he might be calling me at 3 a.m.,
right.
and I'm asleep, but make sure I get that rest so I can answer that phone and be on FaceTime with him, because I'm gonna be a little tired, but I'm gonna answer that phone for my man.
So right now though, I think the time is the biggest issue to get
Yeah, the time. Yeah, the time is definitely the biggest issue. Just calculating when we have that time, because it's like essentially he'll be eating breakfast and I'll be going to bed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, or he'll be like winding down for the night, and it'll be maybe like really, really early in the morning. It might be 6 a.m. for me, but 6 p.m. for him. Right. So literally the opposites, but there's times in there that'll actually work that. Yeah. And the thing about me being an entrepreneur, I feel like makes all of this easier, because if I had a 9 to 5,
right. So tell me, is there sounds like a 12-hour difference, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's about 13. It's about 13 hours.
Yeah. Like you said, I think you all can get that time, right? Like I said, if that's one of your biggest issues, and I know you, I know him, I think, and you all are committed to each other. Yes. You have some time in relationships, not like you all just met 2 months ago. Right. So that's a big plus. But anytime distance, especially, he's Japan, you're here in the U.S. That's a huge distance. Yes. But like you said, you all are also going to schedule those times that you will be able to, connect. Come, either you go to him, he comes to you. You guys get so many days or weeks or whatever, hang out. Yes. And I think that's a big part of it. Anybody that's been in a long distance relationship and it's successful, it's worked, you all have gotten through it, then you know about, the challenges, but you also think you have a good idea. If you are committed to that person already, and you all have something, you've developed something, you've grown it, that gives you a lot more incentive to continue to work it. As long as those parameters between the two people don't change, and you start seeing these changes where, they're just doing stuff out of character, what you were used to, and, missing the times that you all committed together on the phone to talk, there are little signs, but again, I think when it's two people that are committed, I think it's very possible. And
the main thing about like long distance is like both of you guys having like a purpose or a drive, because he's doing all of this for like the only reason that he's still taking this time to get sent somewhere is for the purpose of his family in the future. So it's for me, like the reason he's even doing this, because he doesn't, he's like, but that was the best decision for his future and for us. I'm talking about kids. He said kids, I'm gonna go do this and rock this out and do this sacrifice for us. He was like, at least you're gonna be with your family and your friends and stuff like that. I'm gonna be all alone out here, but I'm gonna be doing it all for us. I just want you to do your best thing with your career and focus on that, because that's what I will be doing. I'm gonna be going hard on Asane and during these years, and it's like 3 years, so it's not too long. He'll be able to come and visit. And
that time will fly by, especially like I said, you all keep the communication going. But just like you said, you're committed to something. You have
Yes.
goals.
Yes.
You know, you're working for
Staying
something.
occupied.
Right. And you're working for something towards what you have together. And that's a big thing. You know, again, I think anybody that's been through a long distance relationship, survived it, come back together, you know, got your lives and continued your lives together.
Exactly.
You know, with those
this is such
hopes
a
and dreams,
rice grain in a comparison of like our life, you know, like this is just a couple years compared to the longevity we plan on being together. So I'm like, okay, if this is what we got to toughen out to have a greater life and have our kids have a greater life in the future, then so be it. Look, mom and dad can tough it out for these little years. They're not going to know what we did to get there, but these are the things that, you know, God laid out for us. So we're just going to.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you know, again, going back to anyone that's been through this can understand. Like I said, especially those that came through it on the other side, together, have stayed together, been successful, raised families, you know, had great careers, had great lives. You know, I'm one of those because my wife and I, way back early in the relationship, but again, we had developed something. It was probably a couple years in. I moved to LA, and I was on the West Coast, she's on the East Coast, right? But she was planning on coming out, but for me, my business there was done, so I decided to come back to the East Coast. But then, because she was planning to come, she wanted to go and experience something different.
Oh, nice.
So I had to, you know, I came back, but I got right back into the business that I was already in, and that actually escalated. So it wasn't a time for me to pick up at that time, but because she wanted to go and experience something new, she didn't want to go all the way to LA, but she wanted to go somewhere out of state, you know, and experience that. And because, again, I had to be real, she was in support of me when I went to follow that dream.
Yes.
You know, and actually, like I said, she was planning on moving out with me, but I decided that my business there didn't need to stay there, right? Wasn't the place for me. I'll just put it that way. But like I said, being mature, and again, we were only in our early 20s, so I can't say we weren't fully mature yet, but mature enough to know that we had something.
Right.
We knew we loved each other, and even though I came back here, she didn't come out, but she wanted to go somewhere else. I actually made the step to help her get to that place. I had friends out of state, you know, female friends that were just friends. They'd never been in a relationship.
Right.
They were like sisters to me, right? So I reached out to one, and I was like, hey, you know, my wife wants to come out. She's looking to do something different. She's all ready to go. I'm trying to help her. Do you have any suggestions? And she said, hey, we actually, you know, are looking for another roommate. We've got this huge place, and, you know, she got a master bedroom, blah, 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 master bath. And she knew my girlfriend. So she's like, you know, she's good people. She knows. She said, ask her if she wants to come out with us. And she did. And of course, when she's leaving,
Where was it to?
To Maryland.
Okay.
So about 3 hours away, you know, but still 3 hours away. Yeah, I was able to get there on the weekends, and actually she started coming home more and more over the year or two that she was there to come and for us to be together, like on the weekends, or like, you know, she'd get off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, and she'd be home, but I'd be there pretty much. If she wasn't here, I was there. But like I said, over that year and a half, 2 years, we really didn't, because just like you and your guy, we were committed, we were in love, we had plans.
Yes.
You know, now it wasn't the plan as of yet for us to get married. You know, I think you all are ahead of us in that way. But it was, you know, that thing about our relationship, there was something else, and we were going to continue. We were committed to that.
Right.
And long as one of us didn't do something, like I said, out of character, and that kept that going, and neither one of us did, because I realized, really coming back home from the West Coast, that one of the things I needed in my life, in order for my life to continue forward in the way I wanted it to, and to be as positive and progressive and successful, I needed her in my life.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, she's coming out here, but all of the things about out here isn't right for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that she hadn't been there yet except to come visit me. I'm not saying it might not have worked for her, but like I said, West Coast, East Coast, we East Coast folks.
Right.
You know, we're from the South,
right.
and there's a certain culture here that's completely different.
Different over there, yes.
Okay? So, but like I said, knowing that we had something when she was leaving for Maryland, there was a part of me, that man part, that was like, hey, I really don't want her to go, you know. I really want her to stay, but you can't do that. you know, not
right.
being mature.
And that's exactly how he was, because I would have went with him, you know,
right.
across the country. But he was like, this is not what
for
you, and it's not for you,
yeah.
and you're not, like, I wouldn't even be here. You know,
right.
like, it's really nice here. I really do like it, but it's going to be nicer when you come and visit and we can spend that time together, because honestly, he's not even going to be available,
right.
even if I move there. So it would just be me. I
right,
would have
by yourself.
friends.
Right.
It wouldn't be a populated area. It'd be kind of like a countryside on another country. You know, it wouldn't give the same appeal, you know, other than like a touristy side of the country, but it's on the opposite side of the country.
Right.
So
like you said, and the two of you, because he's on call and he's, you know, in the Navy, so he would be gone for a good majority of the time. And that means you come to this new place. Don't know nothing about it.
They can't speak the language,
the culture, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, again,
he wanted what was best for me, and I had to see that, because I was like, oh no, and then he was like, you know what, you're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Right. Right. Like
We're
I said,
be fine.
when you have that someone, they have made that special place for you. You have a commitment. Even like I said, if it's not marriage, you're not engaged, whatever, but you've been faithful, committed, together, loving, sharing life. Yes. You know, for us, it was 3 years. We had already been together, and you all been together now
2 years.
2 years. You know, so, and you know, again, you guys already talking about marriage.
Yeah.